Hey guys, welcome to notalone.com.au. My name's Matt, the author of the book Not Alone, a book for teenagers who might be experiencing bullying, harassment or abuse either at school or at home. A book that tells teenagers that it does get better and that they're not alone in what they're experiencing. The reason why I put this book together and the reason why this website's been developed is because it's the type of thing that I wish I had when I was a teenager and I was struggling with myself and my sexuality. As a 23-year-old, I live in Sydney. I'm gay and very proud of it. I've been out since I was 18. Telling my parents possibly wasn't the easiest thing, to say the least, that I've ever done. It was possibly one of the most nerve-wracking and one of the most turbulent, couple of months of my life as I led up and really just decided exactly how I was going to tell them and how I was going to share this really important part of me. Essentially, the reason why I think I told my parents was because I didn't want to lie to them anymore. I went to an all-boys school. I had a really great relationship with my parents sort of throughout my teenage years, and I felt that I was essentially hiding something from them. I didn't want to go through my teenage years lying to my parents. I didn't want to lie about where I was or who I was with, and I felt that coming out and telling them about myself and being open and honest with them would essentially let me live a more honest life. As the years went on, I kind of became more comfortable in my own skin, and I really think it was a turning point that in my teenage years, I think I was near 10, I'd been bullied for about 4 years, and it was relentless. It was every day. It was poofed out, faggot, homo, queer, gay boy, girl, all the time, because I wasn't the one that played football. I didn't play cricket. I didn't conform to the norm. Essentially, I had more girlfriends than guy friends. I danced throughout my teenage years, and it's something that I really tried to suppress and not share with anybody at school. And it wasn't until year 10 that I just thought, you know what, fuck it, I don't give a shit anymore. It's taking its toll on me. The names these people at school are calling me is really affecting me here. I don't believe in myself anymore. My self-esteem was at possibly an all-time low. I did consider suicide because I did think it was my only way out. I felt that it was just non-stop. Unless I did anything, it would just continue. So guys, the book Not Alone is essentially my story about how I went through my teenage years and how I was bullied and how I came to the realization that I wasn't different, that I was proud of the person of who I am, and I was comfortable within my own skin. The reason why I wrote this book is because there are a lot of teenagers out there who are really struggling to become comfortable within their own skin, and so often we hear stories of teenagers who feel as though there's no light at the end of the tunnel. They feel as though, the bullying and the relentless taunts at school, or maybe even at work, are never ending and they will never stop. The reason why I wrote this book is because if you feel as though you have no one to speak to, and if you haven't spoken to somebody and you aren't surrounding yourself with support and love and venting your feelings to those that love and care about you, they're the people that you are the person that I would want. If you can't name 3 people off the top of your head of who you could speak to about how you're feeling and what you're experiencing, then this is the book for you. This book was written about me and how I got through it and how I came out, and at the end of the day, the bullying faded away. The bullying stopped. I went right through high school. I did my high school certificate. I left, I went travelling, I came back, I met my partner, who I've been with now for 3.5 years. We have a house by the beach with a dog. It's a book where if you read it and you read my story, which there's a lot in there. It sounds ridiculous, but there's a lot of stuff that went on in my high school years that's in this book, and I'm sure there is something that everybody can relate to. I had friends who had eating disorders. I attempted suicide. I have friends who have contributed their story to this book some of which are quite remarkable and quite unbelievable, but that they physically survived it. Friends that lived on the street, friends that begged for money, who have gotten out of that situation, sought help, and are now working professionally and are running in leaps and bounds because they believed in themselves and they decided that they would speak to somebody and seek help. You're not alone. You're not alone. That's it. That's the whole crux of the entire story. That no matter how belittled and how alone and how isolated you may feel because of other people's actions, you're not alone. You have so many people around you and so many people who love and care and cherish you that irrespective of what you may think is different, they will find beautiful and unique about you. You were born the way you were born. You were put on this earth for a reason, and you are how you are for a reason. Gay, straight, bi, doesn't matter. We're all the same. We're all the same. So what I encourage you to do is speak to yourself kindly. Be kind to yourself and speak to yourself with love, because if we can't speak to ourselves with love, how are we going to love ourselves? And I don't mean love ourselves as in, oh my God, I'm in love with myself, I'm amazing. It's just being kind to yourself. The road to adulthood is filled with a lot of sharp twists and turns and steep inclines and downhill slopes, and sometimes you may feel like it's out of control, and sometimes you feel like you have no control over your own life. But it's not the case. You need to be brave, and you need to stand up for yourself and stand up for what you believe in and be proud of who you are. You were born the way you are. You were put on this earth for a reason. There is nothing different or unusual about you. You need to hold your head high and you need to speak kindly to yourself. If you can't speak to yourself with love and with kindness, how are other people going to speak to you with love and kindness? You need to believe and you need to trust in your own instincts, and you need to be proud of who you are. Gay, straight, bi, you need to love yourself.